What's up, brownies? Let me give you all some harsh truths. Black women in general are in trouble. And the cast members of this show are really just a microcosm of what the real problem is in this community. And likewise, you can see a reflection of that in the comment sections about this TV show and the backwards thinking that a lot of the viewing audience has. You all would rather tear down other women and blame them and call them side chicks rather than focusing on what the obvious problem is. Men having a lack of self-control, lying about their relationship status, being chronic cheaters, and they do all of these things because they know they can get away with it. Why? Because you all will continue to focus on competing with other women than holding men accountable for their own actions. It's that pick-me, male-identified type behavior. So what I'm doing in this video is a full flashback to the very beginning of this show to remind you all of what these women's attitudes were about cheating and how it differs from what their husbands had to say about cheating, and how all of that from the very beginning led to the mess that is going on right now in season 8. It's dangerous to value the title of wife, no matter how raggedy the marriage is, more than your own self-esteem and mental health.
Respectful cheating and disrespect for cheating.
Cheating is wrong regardless. There's no positives that come out of that, especially not for the person who is on the other end of the cheating. Despite that, it's still a certain level of respect that needs to be put there, meaning you're not calling that person, you're not texting that person, you are not going around the children if they have children together, you're not trying to be all up in their city where they live, and there's just a certain way still to be respectful. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's right, because it's never right, but there's still a way to do any and everything.
I think it's hard not to be upset in regards to your husband cheating, but I completely disagree with the way Melody put Martell on the spot. I felt poorly for him.
I don't know what you say about it, but if this is the situation that's going on, you can't blindside somebody with it. Public embarrassment is not the right way to cheat.
Don't even try to give me some scenarios of there is a right way.
There is a better way to cheat than for everybody to know.
Or maybe to not cheat.
That's true. I don't disagree
There's
with
no
you.
better way to cheat.
If someone cheated and no one found out, is that a better way to cheat?
That's a deal breaker in any shape, form, or fashion. And quite frankly, one of the reasons I'm with you is because you very vehemently expressed how unacceptable it is for you. Just because you think it doesn't get out makes it more acceptable?
But if it was some random stranger, just say hypothetically in Hawaii. No, I'm just joking.
That's not funny.
Think about this. Men can cheat and it mean nothing. Women traditionally don't cheat where it means nothing.
But I'm supposed to be okay because you ain't love the girl? You say it like it's so automated.
I don't know. I think respectful cheat is like a threesome. I guess if it's been cleared, like housemaids, like a concubine. If a guy can convince his wife that he was cheating but respectfully, I say get that man a book. He's got something figured out, and I'm not saying it's right, but we should listen to it. Because what if there is a way to respectfully cheat? Not for women, of course. Women can't respectfully cheat.
So there you have it. That's the actual full conversation that was had by the entire Core 6 and all 3 couples that started the show. That is what was said, but let's talk about what we actually know to be good and true. First and foremost, the attempts to make Melody look crazy by playing that one out of context clip was not only shady, but it was dishonest, because what women in general know is the church and the older community and older generations have taught you all exactly this type of mentality. Having a piece of a man is better than having no man at all. Don't you give your man up and let that other woman have him. That's rewarding her bad behavior. As long as he don't let the son beat him home, as long as he's still paying bills, as long as his money is still helping you take care of the kids. And I say his money and not necessarily him, because whereas Martell was kind of active with his children, most of you all who are married with children are married single mothers. So please spare me whatever the conversation is trying to make Melody seem like she's on an island by herself with this idea of keeping your marriage and your family together even though your man is cheating. That's what you all are taught. And you know who supports it more than anything else? The church. So now that we're done with that dumb conversation, let's move on to how the Scott women in particular sat there in silence when the respectful cheating conversation was going on, except for Tish interjecting to stir up mess. See, they sat silent because what we do know is, regardless of what they were saying on the show, they too accept the cheating. And here's how we know. We know that Maurice was on the Atlanta boys trip and that it wasn't just boys on that trip. You think that Martell was the only one that was out there in Atlanta in a hotel room with another woman? No, we're not that naive. And Kimmy accepted that and then she moved on. But her reason for it was because, well, we were not married at the time. You see how when marriage matters and when just being a boyfriend-girlfriend type situation matters? It didn't matter because Maurice and Kimmy were not married at the time. But somehow it's supposed to matter in the situation with Destiny and Sonny and Moses when Destiny and Moses were not married. You see how the goalpost keeps moving? Now watch this. For Tish, we know that was Marceau's back in that hotel room picture. And he went to Africa, air quotations, by himself. So let's just stop with the whole respectful cheating thing. All of y'all accept cheating and you ain't getting out of the marriages because your worth as a woman is defined by whether or not a man chooses you. And now that we got all of that out of the way, let me ask you this. Why does this conversation matter? Why did they allow Destiny to use this as a deflection? Because that wasn't even what we were talking about. The cracks in that relationship had existed way prior to that baby being born. And it continued thereafter. The long and the short is they're not friends right now, and neither one of them wants to be. So whereas Destiny was using the respectful cheating as a deflection, Tisha is the one that is forcing this conversation. What is she deflecting from? Now, I want you to chew on that until my next video. Like, share, and subscribe.